Hi everyone, Shika here with NarcDojo, where we talk about pathological narcissism, personal development, spirituality, and raising your awareness. In today's video, we're going to talk about how simply being around the narcissist will make you ill. And today's video was inspired by a comment left here on the channel by Linda T. And Linda T writes, "If you stand next to them, if you are aware, the toxic stench of them oozes from their pores. You feel queasy and drained. Their energy is poison." And this really is an accurate description of what it's like to be around narcissists. So understand that what we're talking about here is at their core, they are sick. So let's do a bit of Spirituality 101, Personal Development 101. Understand that at your core, you are spirit. And there are different names for spirit depending on the culture that you come from. So instead of spirit, you could say prana, you could say chi. Some people say life or life force, source energy, the watcher, the observer, etc. So at your core, you are spirit, operating a human body with access to different tools or faculties, namely your mind power, your willpower, and your emotions. It is important to understand that your mind is not your brain. Your brain is a physical organ that is a part of the body. However, understand that you're not your body. Your body is a vessel. So, for example, if you go to someone's funeral, and let's say this person's name is Tom, well, Tom's body will be in the casket. However, you really do not have access to Tom anymore, at least not in that physical body, because Tom's life force then has moved on to another dimension. If Tom was his body, or if we were our body, then you would be fine with Tom's body in the casket. But the life force that is operating Tom is no longer operating that body. So now Tom is a disembodied spirit, whereas before he was a embodied spirit. We are not our bodies, we have a body. We are not our minds, we have a mind. The mind is made up of the conscious mind and the subconscious mind. We use our minds to make decisions. We use our minds to think. For example, I wanted to come up with a way to share my experience of what you may call pathological narcissism, or what I mostly call unconsciousness. So I, spirit, use my mind to generate ideas. And this is what you know as NarcDojo. And this is what you're watching now. So we use our mind and we move from thoughts to things in the physical realm. Additionally, we are not our emotions. Emotions are energy in motion. You can think of your emotions as your spiritual dashboard. So it lets you know where you are at vibrationally. And we can kind of divide emotions into negative emotions or positive emotions. Negative emotions, if we're using the Hawkins scale, or the bulk of them, really are below the line of courage. And that is where pathological narcissism is as an energy spectrum. Narcissists are people that are based in shame and they're unable to move past their pride. So they are unable to get to the level of courage. Hence, you're dealing with cowards. Narcissists are adult bullies. They like to intimidate and provoke. Right? We are not our willpower. Your willpower is kind of like a muscle, and you can use your willpower to kind of push yourself. So think of this as your discipline muscle. If you have a weak will, then you're going to be impulsive or compulsive. And then if you have a really strong will, then you're going to be very disciplined. However, at our core, we are spirit. We are life. So when we say that someone loses their life, technically they are the life that is lost. However, technically you can't really lose your life. Spirit just moves on to another dimension. Energy is neither created nor destroyed. It's just transformed into something else. At our core, we are not physical. You cannot touch the spirit. You cannot touch the mind. You cannot touch your emotions. You cannot touch the willpower. The only physical aspect of us technically then is the body. At our core, we are non-physical. So we essentially are electromagnetic beings. And at their core, narcissists are people that have abandoned their spirit. And this is what we call self-abandonment, or what the clinicians are calling dissociation. And the dissociation process that narcissists went through or are going through is that they are dissociating from their spirit. So the captain essentially has abandoned their ship, and instead the captain believes that they are their ego. And what is the ego? The ego is a mind-made construct. For narcissists, essentially, it is a figment of a child's imagination now existing inside of an adult's body. The ego doesn't exist. It essentially is a thought. The ego is what you know as the mask. It is false. Hence, narcissists live in a false reality. They essentially live in a world where the up is down, where up is down and left is right. And nothing can ever be right because they are not where they should be. Narcissists do not believe that they are spirit. They believe that they are their mind. So on one level, we could say that this person is losing their mind, but it's much deeper than that. They're actually losing their soul. If someone abandons themselves, if someone disconnects from their spirit, then they're also losing their soul. Hence why clinicians view this as a personality disorder, or you may hear me refer to pathological narcissists as underdeveloped souls. They did not develop a true personality. So what happens is, because of the dissociation of spirit, because they abandon themselves, then that essentially left a vacuum or a black hole. So you have flesh walking around, but there's nobody really operating it, at least not a human spirit. There is a popular saying which goes, nature abhors a vacuum, which was made popular by Aristotle. And essentially what this is saying is that spaces that are left empty eventually kind of gets filled with denser energy. And there's a very palpable dark energy force that travels with pathological narcissists. You're dealing with people that are walking black holes. They are walking vessels for malevolent entities. They're walking vessels for palpable dark source energy. Because again, if you, the light, step out, then darkness is going to step in. If you, the consciousness, dissociates, then unconsciousness is what is left. If you, life, steps out, then you are accepting death. And that is essentially what happened to pathological narcissists. They did not take the adequate steps to prolong life and understand that we are life. We are life force. We are source. We are source energy. So instead of being light, then they are predominantly darkness. Pathological narcissists are walking black holes. And what do black holes do? They absorb light. And this is why when you go around these individuals, when you go around these people, oftentimes you will be overcome with nausea. Your anxiety will be through the roof. Because again, we are electromagnetic beings. And what they are transmitting is darkness. And you as a light being can detect this. And this is why you feel queasy and nauseous and uneasy when you are in their presence. You oftentimes feel sick when you are around pathological narcissists because you're dealing with a sick spirit. And you kind of know this intuitively. You may not have the adequate words to describe this. For example, in M. Scott Peck's book, and M. Scott Peck is a former psychiatrist and author, in The People of the Lie, he writes that there are two main emotions that evil people will trigger in you. And number one is revulsion, and number two is confusion. And revulsion essentially is feeling sick or feeling uneasy around this person. You're going to feel like you want to get away from them. For example, if someone has like a cold, and again, this would be a physical dis-ease, right? A cold or flu, for example. You don't want to go around them because you know that they are sick. And intuitively, we can also detect this beneath the physical veil. Narcissists are evil people. And the evil are the people of the lie. And not only are they lying to you, they are also lying to themselves. Understand that you're dealing with people that you cannot hold them accountable because they did not develop to the level of accountability. You're dealing with people that are based in shame and they're unable to move past their pride. In order for people to be accountable, they must get to the level of rational or linear thinking, and that which is represented by the green area on the Hawkins scale. It takes courage to be vulnerable, to be accountable. And when it comes to pathological narcissists, you're dealing with people that did not individuate, so they did not become an individual, they did not become an adult. We're talking about severe psycho-spiritual arrested development. You're dealing with people that abandoned their spirit in childhood. At their core, pathological narcissists are somewhere around the ages of about 5 and 12 years old. So we're talking about the age of an average third grader. And when I make these videos, the people that are watching these videos are adults, people in their 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s. Narcissists stopped growing in primary school or grade school. Some of them probably stopped growing in kindergarten. Their spirit, hey Google, stop. Their spirit stopped developing. The light turned off. What you're dealing with today is an evil spirit. And that is why you're nauseous when you are around them. And I did a previous video on the 6 clears. So it is important to understand the gifts, the spiritual gifts, the empathetic abilities that you have. So this could be clear cognizant, clear sentience, etc. So understand here when we're talking about the stench that comes from the narcissist, we're not talking about a physical body odor. Understand that when you're dealing with evil, or what we're talking about here, which is demonic energy, a dead spirit essentially smells like death. Malevolent entities are generally going to have a foul odor. And that is what you are detecting that is coming from the narcissist. Benevolent spirits generally will have a sweet smell. So when we're talking about a demonic odor here, or what death smells like, then it's going to be very mildewy, moldy, rotten eggs. It's going to be a foul odor. And again, it's not going to be body odor that is coming from the physical level. Again, we're looking behind the veil. You're smelling in between dimensions. You're feeling the energetic vibration that is not coming from this realm. Pathological narcissists are vessels, walking vessels for malevolent entities, because where their spirit should be, it is not. It is empty. It is a vacuum. And things do not stay empty for too long. Nature abhors a vacuum. So if it is empty, then something is going to come in. and operate that individual. It is important to understand that the person that you're dealing with today has accepted an evil spirit or spirits. And oftentimes you will see when they provoke you, they will have that evil grin on their face. You will be minding your business and these people will come and torment you because they have to feed on your energy. They have to feed on your energy. That is how they operate. What you're dealing with today are human parasites. Just like a tick or a flea or a tapeworm or a mosquito. They are trying to drain your energy, drain your life force. So if someone triggers revulsion or confusion in you, this should pop up a red flag or at minimum an orange flag, because that is not normal. It is not normal to be repulsed by someone. There's something sick beneath the physical veil. And oftentimes you won't be able to place your finger on it, but there's something off about them. And what you are detecting is that evil spirit. You're detecting that their minds are sick. And it's making you queasy. It is making you revulsed because you need to get away from them. And this is why after being in a relationship with narcissists, you get ill. You will develop headaches, migraines, autoimmune issues. They may throw your hormones off. You may get thyroid issues, anxiety, depression, heart palpitation, stomach issues, IBS, back pain, leg pain. Your hair may fall out. You may get skin issues, etc. And this is because they are also making you off or dysfunctional or disordered, because your energy is mixing with their energy and their energy is sick. Pathological narcissists are people. When we're talking about intimate relationships here, they are people where their beds cannot be cold. And they go around mixing their energy with a whole bunch of different people. And they do not clean their energy. They just go around collecting. So if you're in a relationship with someone and they're cheating, especially cheating with multiple different people, then they're bringing all of those toxic energy sources to you. So now you are sick because you're dealing with a sick individual. Be very mindful of people that trigger repulsion in you. Repulsion is a very particular emotion that you should look out for. And when it comes to confusion, then emotions, again, we're spirit operating a human body with access to our mind power, our willpower, and our emotions as tools. Then if emotions, again, think of emotions as your spiritual dashboard. If the emotion of confusion pop up, then that needs discernment, because why are they making you confused? Why not clarity? Why isn't the information being illuminated? Why isn't it clear? And oftentimes, if you are highly confused around an individual, there is some level of manipulation or deception that is going on. And pathological narcissists are evil. And the evil are the people of the lie. They are lying to themselves and they are also lying to you. The first step in the narcissistic abuse cycle is a lie. Love bombing or idealization is a lie. Narcissists do not have love to give, and you also cannot love a narcissist. They do not want your love. They want your attention, validation, admiration, and your reflection. As always, good people, if you appreciate the content, please give us a like, share, and subscribe for more empowering content. If you need to book a one-on-one session, go ahead and check the links in the description section, and also check out the NARC101 course. The NARC101 course is the Narcissistic Abuse Recovery course. Narcissistic abuse recovery is not something that is taught in traditional schools. So go ahead and take that course if you want help on understanding how to identify manipulation and abuse tactics, and to understand how this abuse will affect your mental and emotional well-being, and also skills, strategies, and tips on how to better build boundaries and heal from codependence, low self-esteem, and to rebuild your self-confidence. All right, I'll see you in the next video, but if you have any questions or feedback, just go ahead and leave that in the comment section, and I'll see you in the next video.